Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with the ninth layout using the January hip kit. This one took me an hour and 8 minutes to complete. I guess it's really kind of difficult for me to do a layout that's under 45 minutes, we'll say. It's always, 50 minutes to up to an hour and a half usually. And I think I account a lot of that to the fact that, one, I am not rushed when I do these layouts. It's not a race. I usually just go in there, and that's usually my chill time, my break time. So I'm really kind of taking my time, and I'm showing you some of the pattern papers that I pulled in, and I thought I was going to try to use that pink pattern paper, and that came from last month's kit. And again, I kind of moved forward those few little pattern papers that I had left to try to use them up, but I'm not going to end up using it on this layout. Now I'm just playing with some of the leftover pattern papers that I've kind of used in the last 8 layouts, and I'm trying to use them up. And now I'm trying to find an ink that sort of coordinates with the pinks that I'm using, because what I did was I took the September Skies pattern paper, and it was this beautiful floral. I cut it all apart. I didn't leave it 1 inch that wasn't cut apart. And now I'm going to use a lot of the florals on this kit. So I pulled out my ink from I think it was October or something like that, maybe November, or anyway, it was a hip kit, and it was My Favorite Things, and it was this beautiful pink, and it's a hybrid ink from My Favorite Things, and totally love it. So I just put it, I had a piece of cellophane that was just kind of sitting next to me. It was a packaging from whatever it was, and I just smooshed the ink on that, added some water, took my paintbrush, just made all kinds of designs with the watery inky mess, and then I just flipped it over on my page. Now I took the template that came in the color add-on, and it is a basic gray Hero Arts template. And see, I didn't clean it up last time I used it, so it is a mess. So I'm going to have to take it downstairs and put it, in the sink with some hot water and soapy, and soap, and wash it up. Now I want to use I did some hearts and whites with just the light modeling paste in the color that it was, and now I want to do some in pink also. So I smooshed some ink again on some wax paper, and I just mixed it up with the light modeling paste. And my textured paste that we got in October kit, it's basically gone. Like, it's got so little left in it, it's really hard to scoop it out. I should just finish it off and clean the little jar, because I want to use the jar to put some, because I bought a huge container of gesso, and it's really heavy, so I'd like to put gesso in another container so that it'd be easier to access. So I'm going to clean off my palette knife right away, because that too is quite goopy, and I finally got it all off, so I want to make sure that I don't mess it up again. So I put some of, that template is full of little hearts, and so I put some in the just plain light modeling paste, and then I colored some paste. So usually what I do when I get a kit in is, I do my video showing my haul, or what's in the kit, and then I sit down and I open all the kit up, and I put it in my iris container with the divided iris tray, and then I do a paper selection. I match up the papers, and then I add the pictures to a few layouts, and then I separate the embellishments. Now the last few kits I haven't done that, and I have to say, like, when I get to the end, it's really difficult, because I've just been kind of pulling for each kit. So I think when my February kit comes in, which it hasn't come in yet, I'm going to go back to that because it just makes it a whole lot easier on myself. It takes me about between half an hour to 45 minutes to do all this process, to separate all the kit and then do the paper selection, then go find my pictures and then decide, what group of pictures I'm going to do, and then grab some embellishments and in the same tones and match the pictures. But then when I'm ready to scrapbook, what that does is that thought process is done and I can just get a page, whatever one's on top, and then I just scrap, and it just makes it so much easier on myself. So I'm going to make sure to do that. So I'll share that process with you guys. When I did the Studio Calico kits way back, some of the first process videos on my channel was with Studio Calico, and then I did the Scraptastic kits for a year, and I did the same thing for that, and I just kind of got out of it. I think when last summer it just got busy, and just whenever I could grab a kit, or a page, I would just do it. But I want to get back to that. So when the February kit comes in, I'm hoping it'll come in next week. I'm kind of thinking it's because of all these storms that we keep getting that my kits are getting here so late. Today's the 15th and I still don't have my kit. And today, again, we're having a major, major snowstorm. We can't even see across the street here, across the road. And my son slept over at his friend's house last night, so we gotta find, we have a 4x4, so it's not that far. It's only a few minutes from here, like 10 minutes, so it won't be a big deal. But my husband's not gonna have fun plowing out the driveway to go get him. But I'm sure all the stores are closed again in Moncton because of the snowstorm. I don't know where we're gonna put it all, but anyway, back to the layout. Again, I just took the scraps in this size that we're in, and I just kind of build layers. One of them is about, I'd say, 4-inch by 8-inch, and then the strips keep getting smaller and smaller, and I just put them one beside each other and just kind of made a big mat for my photo. And another thing that I wanted that pattern paper, the one that was on the left, to be the biggest, because that's where I wanted to put the foundation of all those awesome flowers that I cut out of the Heidi Swap pattern paper. And when I cut it out of the pattern paper, I just kind of roughly cut out the flowers, because there was, on that pattern paper, there was some pink flowers, there was some peach flowers, and then there was some blue flowers, and there was some black and white flowers. So I just wanted them all to be separated, because I am getting down to almost nothing in the kit. So using these flowers I'm using them as embellishments on the pages, and I'm going to use them on a few layouts. And I still have quite a bit of the 12x12 chipboard sticker that was from Crate Paper Kiss Kiss line, and I'm going to work on using that up on my next layout, because I'm doing a Valentine's Day layout with my next layout. So I'm going to be able to use some of the stuff from the Kiss Kiss line to get them used up. And now I'm going to work on the title, and I used the gold alphas that came in one of the kits. And I'm just going to, this is a picture of my daughter and some of her teammates from her cheerleading team. It was a couple of years ago, and I think they were away at a competition, and they all have these t-shirts that they bought at a competition. What happens at these competitions, they have all kinds of vendors that go there with cheerleading clothing, and most of the time they go and they all buy the same shirt, matching shirts and stuff. And so this time around they bought these purple and white shirts that just said bows before bros. And I just thought it was kind of cute, because it just kind of shows what kind of, I guess, commitment these team take, you know, like even Caitlin, when she started dating the boy that she's dating now, Pat, he knew, you know, if that cheerleading was a big part of her life, and so he learned all the terms and all, you know, the moves, and he really, you know, really supportive. And most of the girls, I don't know them all, but a lot of the ones that I know, all their boyfriends are very supportive, and they know that they need to be really committed to this, because if one person doesn't show up, if somebody doesn't show up to a hockey practice, they can still practice. They still go on with the practice. They just change the lines and everything. But for a cheerleading team, if someone doesn't show up, that group can't practice. They go through the motions, but they can't do the lifts. They can't, because they can't, the other groups need their base and their fronts. And so it is a big commitment. They need to be at each practice, you know, and really, it's a big commitment. So when they start up at the beginning of the year, there's a contract, and it really outlines, you know, that you have to go to, even if they're sick, they have to go. And, you know, if they can't fully go out, that's okay, but at least they can kind of go through the practice. Anyway, it was just, I just want to do this layout just to show, you know, what kind of commitment that these girls put into this sport. And so I used some of the, at first, the bows before bros, I had used the gold thickers and the pink thickers, but I found that I'm going to mount the whole thing, like the background, the Dear Lizzie Serendipity. I found that the layout needed some grounding, so I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to mount it on black cardstock. And I already know I'm going to do that, so that's why I pull out these black thickers, and they're called Nicky Ricky, and they are one of my favorite fonts. I wish I could get them in every color there is. I really love this font, and I only have it in a couple of colors, I think, and but I really love this font. And eventually I'm going to cut down the layout and mount it on black cardstock. I don't know if I've done this already, but I outlined all the pattern papers with a black marker, and I'm going to end up outlining the whole layout also. I took out my chipboard sticker sheet, or chipboard stickers, I guess, from the Crate Paper Kiss Kiss. I'm going to grab a few chipboard stickers. One of them has those hearts, and I just find it's too big, so I'm going to cut down a couple of hearts, and I'm just going to end up using 3 hearts right here. You can tell I'm like, I think I'd like it better if it was only 3 hearts, so I'm going to end up cutting it down, and I'll use the 2 other hearts on another layout by themselves. And what else did I do? This is where I cut it down, and then I'm going to dig through my stash of enamel dots. I'm going to pull out some pink and black enamel dots. I'm going to end up putting some India ink on this layout too, but I think at this point, yes, I went to get that black cardstock, and I'm going to mount the whole thing on black. So I'm going to cut down the pattern paper about a 1/4 inch all the way around, because otherwise it won't be as centered as well anymore. So anyway, my daughter was here on the 13th. She came over for supper and everything. She finished at 2:30, and she stayed for supper, and then she came to the hockey game with me, and then her and I did a little craft, and I'll be doing a layout about that. And so anyway, I showed her this page, and she absolutely loved it, because it's pink and black, and that's 2 of her favorite colors. So she really loved it, and she said, "Oh, you went on my Facebook and got that picture." I said, "Yes, I did." And so I love that they you know, these kids put so many pictures on their Facebook, so it gives me just extra pictures to scrap because I mean, she's out on her own, so I don't get to see her as often as when she lived here. So it's nice to be able to grab some of the pictures and when you're not around to take the pictures. And the kids nowadays love to take pictures, right? Where a lot of us right now, we say, oh, I hate it when we're in the pictures. That's not going to be their issue. The young generation, I mean, the selfie thing is in. So there's a ton of pictures out there of them. And so anyway, what I did was once I put that pattern paper down, I just kind of ripped it in 3 places just to kind of show that black pattern paper a little bit more, just so, or that black cardstock a little bit more, just so that it just popped off the page. There was a little puffy sticker, and I didn't know where I'd be able to use that, and because it said hooray, and I thought, that's perfect for this layout. So I'm going to use it on this layout, just at the top there, just underneath that chipboard flower. And then I'm going to add some India ink, so I have one of those puffy stickers left. So I'm having a ton of fun using this kit. I think I have enough to do 2 more layouts. I mean, at this point, I have to pull in a little bit from my stash, but I'm okay with that. What I do is I pull as many embellishments in that color as I can, and then I just kind of finish it off with my stash just so that I can finish off the pattern papers and all the die cuts that are in the kit. So I think I'm going to get probably 4 more videos with this kit, and then I'll show you my Kill Kit video. So here are a few close-ups of each embellishment clusters, and that's it. The page is done. So if you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up just to let YouTube know. So thanks for watching and have a great week. Bye.